What's up, dudes? You know what time it is. Best time of the week. The Pals Podcast is back for another episode. I'm your co-host, George Boutsalis.
And I'm Ricky Liordi. And in today's episode, we had musically talented special guest, Nick Henriques. He was awesome. We talked about his career, some of the bangers he's been a part of, and what he's working on. And we also had a sneak peek into a new summer banger that he's been working on.
This song slaps. Honestly, coming out July 17th, you got to listen to the episode to hear it, but incredible. This kid's a kid. This guy's super, he's not a kid anymore, but started as a kid, super talented. Like his story's incredible, guys. Big shout out to our sponsor, Universal Nutrition. Their product's fantastic, guys. Again, like the number one in the industry. I've been using their Egg Pro protein for the last week, and I can tell like my runs are getting better, my workouts are getting better. Overall, fantastic products. If you're into working out, into fitness, highly recommend checking them out. We'll tag them in the summary or in the bio. And yeah, my pal, LFG.
Let's go.
There we go. Richard, kick it off, buddy.
Georgie. Nick.
What's up?
Welcome to have you on
Pull it a little bit.
the Pals Podcast.
Like pull the mic a little closer to you there.
Okay, here we go.
Here we
It's gotta
go.
be like right
We're
against.
fixing it up.
There we go. So we got a new setup,
Perfect.
as you can see on YouTube. We're testing it
Hopefully
out.
I'll upload this one.
Hopefully Georgie remembers to upload it. We got a couple we're hanging on to right now.
Have you ever done? Do you ever upload like videos or anything like that, or are you just strictly music stuff?
I've had to learn with
Yeah.
my podcast.
Yeah.
It's I don't know anything about YouTube.
No.
I feel like YouTube is a whole world that you need someone that's been doing it for years and like has seen how it evolves to
Yeah.
really understand it.
You need those YouTubers, right?
Yeah, fuck, I have no idea what's going
That's
on.
why I'm asking. It's like my job. So like I do like we were just saying 2 minutes ago. I do all the editing.
Yeah.
And I used to use Logic, so I use GarageBand for this, which is very easy to use. But I was asking because like my job's also to edit the video, and I get very lazy when it gets to that part because that part takes a lot longer.
Yeah.
Like this stuff's easy. Like you just fix the gain a bit. And
Yeah,
it's good.
yeah, you make it loud.
That stuff sucks. But then I feel like I let this guy down because I forget so many times to do it.
Okay. I don't mind because I know it's a lot of work. Like I
Not really.
handle the guest and like the marketing side of things, and there's a lot of times where I forget to do stuff too.
Yeah.
But normally the guest is easy because sometimes you're like, oh, someone did something cool. All right, let's get them on the podcast. Or you come across someone's Instagram profile, you're like, fuck, oh, shoot, I swore. And you're like, shoot, I come across.
We tell every guest. He since we all swear on this podcast
Yeah.
occasionally.
Yeah.
But he just like
I'm
has no
trying not
swearing
to.
of
I'm
2020.
trying
I
not
get
to.
it. I
Yeah.
get it. You get
So-
demonetized.
Yeah. There's times where I come across people on Instagram or even in person. I'm like, man, like, what are you up to? And they tell me, I'm like, holy crap, let's get you on the podcast to talk. And
Yeah.
for people who don't know, we've known Nick's brother Eric for probably a decade now.
Yeah.
A little bit over, and then
No longer. So I'll probably like second year of university.
So
I would have been
09.
second year because it would have been when they were like in first year. Brothers in first year. You started DJing?
no, he's in '89, so he was in third
Yeah.
year.
No, but
When
they
we
would
were
have.
sec-
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah,
Anyways,
yeah.
yeah. Sorry. Irrelevant. Like
Yeah.
12, 13 years
Yeah,
we've known
yeah.
him.
Long time.
And we've always known you were the musically talented brother.
genius
Like
of the
he
family.
always said it. He was
Yeah.
always like, "Man, my brother this, my brother that." I'm like, "All right, well, fuck. Like, when do we meet him? When are we gonna see him headlining fucking Ultra?" Like, and then it kind of we know you've done so many things behind the scenes too. So I guess let's jump right into it.
for sure.
We'll skip the boring. Hey, what have you been up to during COVID? Like, f that. Let's toss it up.
You just swore twice in the last
I said
minute.
F that.
No, but before that, you said F twice. And like, anyways, but
Tell us, let's get tell us about Body. That's got to be probably like a highlight of your career.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's hear about it.
I think that whole part of my life was so cool because we had just moved to LA. I was like 18 years old. I was doing music production school right in Hollywood. I was loving life,
Living your
except
dream.
for the fact that I couldn't really be
Go
out
out,
or go
yeah.
out anywhere. Like
Not legally.
Even at Dave and Buster's, I'd get kicked out at 9 p.m. because like I'm under
up.
20. It was the worst thing ever, man. Like I couldn't do anything fun.
Try to network. It's like,
your
sir,
brother
you
didn't
gotta
give you
go.
a fake ID or anything.
They got taken away in Miami
Shut
the year
up.
before. Yeah.
You guys look identical too. Like,
Yeah.
Except I can't grow the facial hair. That's why.
tell them to shave. Go
You
ahead.
actually, you guys do look pretty. Yeah, almost
for
identical.
sure.
Yeah, so because of the fact of not being able to go out and having absolutely no money, Joe and Andrew, the Loud Luxury guys that you guys know very well, they would just come over and we'd make music for fun. And, you know, I had a little shitty studio set up in my bedroom, and we would just order and make the cheapest food we possibly could, have a couple beers, play some PlayStation, make some music. And, you know, Body was just one of those songs that, you know, they had been working on, and they brought it by the studio. We worked on it a little bit together, and then no one ever really thought anything of it. And then it changed everyone's lives.
Yeah, man, it did. It went what? Certified platinum? Or
it's diamond.
We had Adrian on.
So how does it? Sorry, just so because I don't know this. How does it go? It goes platinum.
It goes
double platinum.
Well,
diamond,
there's a lot of underneath.
It goes.
those.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Gold.
Yeah.
Well, 1 times platinum, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then when it hits 10, it's diamond. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that. I thought it was like 2 times, 3 times platinum. It was diamond. Yeah, that's great.
I thought it's like, okay, you got a plaque,
When it
and
went
that's
gold, I was like, whoa.
Oh,
no
that's
way
a
this
big
is
deal.
happening.
Yeah, for sure.
It was nuts, man.
Especially when you're 17, 18 years old, you can't even drink, and you're getting kicked out of Dave and Buster's, and then
well, this guy's a little different. Played Ultra at 15 years old. That's insane.
Tell us about that.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Well, we'll jump back because I wanted to actually ask about Body. But yeah, tell us about Ultra. That's crazy.
Like I was telling you guys before, it's, you know, Eric can talk his way into anything.
Yeah, we got to get Eric on here soon too.
Yeah,
you definitely
we'll get him.
You
on.
definitely do. That'll be a 2-3 hour episode.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But no, he made really good friends with the co-owners of Ultra one year that they were in town for Digital Dreams, and I happened to be playing Digital Dreams. I was like the first one as the gates were opening on the main stage. Big deal for me. They saw me play. They said, we love this kid. We'd love to have him, you know, come down to Miami and play on one of our small stages. So that was a super cool experience.
Yeah.
That was really, you know, I remember flying down to Miami being like, oh, this show's gonna be crazy. I'm gonna jump off the stage and planning all these things in my head. And then I get there and there's like 4 people in front of my stage.
It doesn't matter.
It was awesome. It was so cool still to be there. Like it was.
It's got to be like a massive
15,
stage.
you're still, 15, you're like in grade 10?
You didn't even have underarm hair yet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I was like grade 10, grade 11.
See, that's
like
insane.
That.
Like, I mean, we talked about it earlier. Like when I played, I thought I had some cool residencies in shows. But like, imagine going back to like in high school. You go back and you're like, "What'd you do this weekend?" Oh, I played at Ultra. Yeah. People would be like, "What the hell?"
Did your parents let you skip school on the Friday and the Monday, or were they like, "No, you got to be back in school"?
No, because Ultra's was during like my March break.
Oh yeah.
So I got that time off anyways. Luckily, maybe
I could see like Eric like trying to make a deal with mom and dad. It's like, Mom.
Oh, he did.
Dad,
He did.
You gotta let Nick go, please. Like, I'll do my chores for a month. Like
the best negotiation Eric ever made with my parents was I got the opportunity to play London Music Hall on a Tuesday night in November of like 2013 or something like that. Or 2000, I don't know, whatever year it was.
Who were you playing?
I was opening for Sander Van Doorn. Do you remember that guy? Trans guy?
I definitely. He's one of my favorite DJs. I might have been at that show because I remember you playing. I'll let you finish the story. But I remember you playing 1 or 2 shows in London. I think I was the same one as.
There was like a Cobra night that like we brought a big party bus up with everyone up.
Did you play on Sebastian and Grosso the opening? Or no, there was one other show you played. I remember that I was on. I think you were on. Anyway, sorry. Yeah,
there was like Gatsby and those places too back in the day.
I'm trying to find the Sander Van Doorn song that I love.
Which one? The one that's the intro edit, whatever.
Yeah, it's like
Nothing Inside.
It's like the XX.
Nothing Inside.
Yeah, XX remix. That used to be a banger.
Which one's
We're
this?
gonna get ready to shut off. Nothing Inside. Banger.
Bro, if Apple shuts us off, man, we're doing all right.
Okay, shut that shit off.
Okay,
it's not shit, sir. It's a good song. Sorry, I thought you were saying.
Yeah, that was cool because it was like I had to stay after school for my driving lessons at high school.
We're still talking driving lessons.
And then it was like 5:30. Eric picked me up. I had to go home, change into my show clothes, aka all black.
Yeah, I knew it.
with a backwards hat like that. That was fully flat. It was the worst.
That's the DJ uniform, all black,
or the slick back hair.
Yeah, or long hair. If you want to be a DJ, you gotta have
the Alesso long hair. Like this
guy. I used to have it. That's when I first had long hair when I was DJing. I cut it off for a long time, but anyways.
Yeah, I got home for 6. You know, a couple of Eric's buddies jumped in the car and we drove up to London. We went to dinner, played the show. The show was incredible. There was so many more people there than I thought, and jumped right in the car after and drove back home. And as I'm on the way home, I'm getting all these like tweets from people that were there at the show and feeling so amazing and like, oh my God, people actually loved me. Going to school the next day, people being like, oh, what'd you do last night? And I'm like, this is what I did last night. And like show them videos.
Flexing on
just flex on everybody. That's got to be so cool too. And like, I mean, even to ask your opinion, what's that like? I mean, for myself, like I DJ, but I was in university, so a little bit older. Like,
and you knew a lot of the people too that were there.
Yeah.
It's not like they were fans; they were more friends.
Yeah. Like you're coming in as like part of the show. Like, were you in that time when you were playing? Were you still kind of calm? Like, okay, like I know this is what I'm doing, or was it still butterflies? Where you're like, holy shit, I can't believe it.
Full butterflies.
Yeah.
Full nervous. Like, there's no way I'm gonna do well.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
That's always in the back of my head. And there's an old video on YouTube of that show, and you can see Eric tapping my leg, being like, "You need to get on the mic more. You need to speak to the crowd." And I listen,
like shitting your
I
pants.
listen back to that set, and it's the things I'm saying on the mic are so ridiculous. Like,
yo, if you love me, put your hands up.
You guys ready to rage? Like, oh man, it was the worst. But it was just out of nerves.
Yeah.
That's funny.
What of all the shows you played? I mean, obviously, like aside from Ultra, of all the shows you played, let's say through high school, what's your most memorable?
I think the most memorable show would be I threw in myself at the Hoxton, and I rented it out for the night. We oversold by like 400 tickets.
Heck yeah!
It was just like I had my high school buddies. Like, here, I'll give you $5 a head or something, and just
I
sell
like
tickets,
it, man. Straight up,
straight promoter,
straight
shit.
promoter style. Man, I like it.
But yeah, I had a couple of my friends help me out, sell tickets. A lot of people.
You probably
came.
had like your buddies that had no idea how to DJ open for you.
And I flew in Phoenix Paul from Australia.
Man,
in my mind,
yeah.
So sorry to cut you off for a second. I remember when In My Mind came out, the actual
when you try to book them,
I tried to book them, and I was like, "Moretz, we're booking them. We're booking them." It was like $5,000, $6,000 or something. I can't even remember. I was like, it was cheap. I'm like, let's do it. We'll do Toronto. It was the end of our 4th year, I think. It was Toronto. I wanted to do Toronto, London, Waterloo, Kitchener. So I wanted to do the full circuit.
Smart.
And I can't remember if I was talking with Pooplin or their booking agent direct. I can't remember. And I'm like, Moretz, let's just do it, man. There's one way to go off. Like, we did well this year. Like, we had Data Life earlier, above and beyond that year. So, like, we had shows that made us money. We're like, Moretz, let's just do it. We go off with a bang.
Did you guys do Data Life at Cobra Toronto?
No, we didn't do Data Life Cobra Toronto. Like, I went to it and I promoted it, but it wasn't like our show. When we did Data Life in London, it was me and Moretz. It was
twice.
Our show. We did Mansion, Tight and Bright, which was nuts. They were the perfect DJs to play a Tight and Bright party.
Yeah.
And then,
that was one of their first openings.
Yeah, we did $20 tickets, and it was the same year we did Avicii. And we sold out.
How crazy is that?
Yeah. We sold out.
Avicii at one point.
Yeah. First headline show in Canada.
That's the first show I've ever played in my life. I opened for Avicii.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Not first show I played, first time I opened, which probably like the third show I ever played. I opened for him. And there I was playing like his songs. I was like, the guy's like, yo, we got to chill out here.
We did Data Life at Mansion, then we did it at Music Hall like the year later, and then we did Above and Beyond. We did a bunch of other good shows that did well.
Yeah.
So I'm like, Moretz, let's just do it. Let's go off with a bang. Let's just book them, like, end our university career. Like, this would be sick. Yeah. And he was like, no. I was like, and I wanted to do it so bad. And then ironically, Maddie from Unique, Maddie Samaras, which probably a lot of people know, he messaged me. He's like, so we signed on to do Sky Bar that whole summer. And Maddie's telling me, like, he's booking these Australian DJs for the Labor Day long weekend. It's my birthday that week. He's like, you got to come promote it. I'm like, who is it? He's like, Phoenix Paul. I was like, thank you, Moretz. We don't need to book him anymore. Got it for my birthday. We're good. So we did Sky Bar from 11 to 2, and then we raced over to Cobra, where we had our booth opened up at 2 because I guess they kick people out after a certain time. So we had the table from 2 to 4 for Phoenix Paul at Cobra Toronto.
They're so sick.
So
you booked them, you flew them.
So hold on, back to Phoenix Paul Cobra Toronto. I opened for them.
I just missed you. I got there too, though.
I don't know if it was the same show.
Oh, definitely 100% the same show. I think they've only been here like twice or 3 times. So once is Cobra, once is for your show.
That's how I met them. And then because of the relationship, I kept sending songs to them, trying to do songs with them and whatever, and they said no to all of them.
Which is crazy because I don't think they've done anything since.
They like slowed down now, but
like
for
Phoenix
that party,
Paul, that in my mind was
huge.
Arguably one of the biggest EDM songs of that year, 2012.
Axel Attic. But once Axel throws his name on it, and it was on the one last tour, like
man,
it was a massive.
I think they played it at the Rogers Center.
Yeah, that was the Mafia. That was like
a
time.
Bang!
That was one last tour. So. This is like my DJ stuff coming in. Swedish Mafia was like my inspiration. I thought Axel was like the sickest. Even
they were the sickest.
Right. So like I remember when
wait, who's your favorite?
Axel.
Steve
watched so I'm like
Steve only because I've met him. If I met Axel, it'd be
Axel. But here's the thing too. I really like Ingrosso style. It's more like bouncy and like big room. The reason I like Axel and Grosso more is when they split. We saw Axel and Grosso at Ushuaia, and that was sick. Yeah. It was really sick. I forget where I was gonna say before, but about In My Mind. They did a documentary of the One Last Tour, and like In My Mind was part of the set list, and it came out around that time. The one that's interesting with Axwell as a producer, and I could be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong. A lot of the Axwell edits are songs that are already cut, like they're good.
Yeah,
tweaks them a bit, and then they become bangers.
Well, because he knows that, you know, if I give Axwell a song, he can put it on his label, and everyone's gonna go, "Who are these random dudes?" The song's all right.
This guy just throwing up. They just so long on this.
Oh, yeah, you're
But
right.
if he, but if he slaps his name on it, that means he gets all of his fans, and it's on his label, which means he's just gonna make more money.
Yeah.
He doesn't give a shit.
He's
like,
done it a
slap
few
my name.
times. I don't care.
He's like, slap my name on it, give me 20%, and that's good. You know,
That's it.
Mind you, but the song blew up and got huge. Like,
I think it's one of the most like feel good songs to come out ever. Like that'll be a classic forever.
Yeah, it's top 10 dance CDM.
there's
song,
one
for
I'm
sure.
thinking about, Heartbreaks and Promises. That's another actual one.
Heartbreaks and Promises.
Show Me Love?
Show Me Love.
Yes.
That's another good feel good, like the Sam Feldt
Axwell's
remix
the best for like Axwell, like at a festival, big room or summer, the best.
Yeah.
on a beach. But anyway, sorry.
Actually, we saw Angelo last year in Ibiza at High Ibiza.
But he was a little bit darker then.
They
Yeah.
were supposed to do like another big
Yeah,
tour.
so
and
I can't really say how I know it, but there was supposed to be one this.
apparently I canceled.
It was gonna
and everything.
be like at one of the big venues downtown, like big
Yeah,
venues. But it got canceled. So one of the shows, like it wasn't
I remember they were
confirmed.
supposed to do some Germany festival at one point, like a year ago, and then they canceled all of their festival dates in Europe all at
Yeah.
once. I think something happened.
Yeah, because we were
Beef.
supposed. I think no, they were in Ushuaia a couple weeks before. We
No,
were
they played in Ibiza last year. They played, but like in
But they
July.
were supposed to have like 100 dates or something ridiculous.
And they
like
canceled
that.
them all?
And they canceled
Had a
every,
big
apparently. I
falling
don't
out
know.
again. So one thing I knew when they were like splitting up. I mean, not just me. I think
Yeah,
everyone knew that it's also a money grab. If they break up now, it's
Yeah.
like any major band. You make a comeback and you cake on the comeback tour.
Yeah.
Cake.
For sure.
How many years has it been now since they stopped? 5, 6 years, 7 years, maybe.
We think about
20 when
we
we
were
were last
24
university
or
year,
something.
10 years. It would have been a deck. What we graduated 10 years? No,
No,
8
no,
years
it's
ago.
not.
8 years ago.
2012, 8 years, 7. Yeah, about
No,
7
because
years.
they played after that too. So yeah,
yeah,
let's say
yeah.
6 to 7 years. Yeah, that's just
Yeah.
crazy. Anyways, so Hoxton, Phoenix, Paul.
Yes, so that was my favorite show just because it was my show.
Yeah.
You know, and
It's-
it was
when
like
it's yours, it's
I
different.
called it Maxim and Friends. Like it was this whole thing, and you know, it was cool just to have
Yes,
everyone
I
from my
forgot
high
that was the
school.
name you went by.
Yeah, I completely forgot that
I
you
completely
just said it as
forgot
well.
about that, too.
How
I
did
didn't
you
even think
how
about
did
it.
you come up with it,
Eric
Eric?
just being like, it needs to be a Greek mythology something.
That's-
Maxim something.
That
you know?
is shit. Okay,
And everyone would be like the magazine, and I'm like, no, not like the magazine.
that's so funny you say that. So I got my DJ name from Andrew Moretti,
Yep.
Alexander's older brother, because that's weird too. Because I'm Greek, so I thought he would have said something like that. But he said, he goes, "You want to sound legit? You got to sound Dutch." I was like, Dutch, and I was like, bro, I'm not Dutch. So at the time,
It's
like,
so true, though.
like Sander Van Doorn,
Yeah.
Armin van Buren, all these guys with like Nick Van de Wal, Afrojack. So
Yeah,
they
yeah.
gotta have a Van or a Von in your name. I was like, dude, I'm not Dutch though. He's like, doesn't matter, no one will know. So he wanted to call me George Von Bootsy, and I was like,
I remember
first of
that.
all, that sounds ridiculous. Like Bootsy is not my last name. So then it just kept getting shorter. We were drinking and shorter, and he's like, how about Givenchy? Like Givenchy, the brand kind of.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's not so bad. And he's like, don't worry, I'm gonna make you like look Dutch. So like we'll do a photo shoot. He gave me like a bunch of scarves to wear on the. I just remember how he how he envisioned it. I
Wait,
thought it was
what
so
happened? I
ridiculous.
don't remember this photo shoot with scarves.
It was my press kit shots. I didn't choose those photos. The ones I chose was in a black T-shirt.
that's it.
But the ones that didn't get chosen, I was wearing like an ascot in one of them. I had
my
like
God.
it was anyways ridiculous.
It's okay. I did a photo shoot with leather pants once. We won't talk about it.
I'll save that one for the next one.
So when I guess so high school you were still DJing quite a bit.
Yeah.
When did you go from more of DJ to more producer behind the scenes?
So during that time that I moved, oh my God, I just realized that's a threat level midnight post.
That everybody comments on.
Oh
it.
my God.
That's the one that got.
Where did you find that?
There's a website, Society
I'm gonna be-
6 or Society 8. I'll
I'm
send
going to
it
do
to
a
you.
big search because I need that. That's joke.
I actually just saw, like, I had a couple of these posters. This one, and there was one here that I do watch. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah, of course.
So, you know, Danny DeVito, the rum ham?
Yeah.
So I had a picture of it there to the last episode. Adrian Simon was here, and he saw it, and he's like, is that the rum ham? I was like, yeah. I was like, he's like, where'd you get this? And I was like, oh, you want it?
That's hilarious.
So he just
Oh
took
my
that,
God.
those two are the most like everyone brings them up.
It's
that
funny.
one especially.
I was
but-
on Adrian's boat the other day, and I literally see the rum hand picture in like the corner of his boat. And I'm like, Adrian, literally,
like, perfect.
he says like,
Yeah.
I need this for my boat. I need this for my boat, and it's boom, like a day later, it's on the boat.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, no, those. I'll tell you the website. That was like I think like $19, $20. I framed it, but the poster was like relatively
Sold.
cheap. Yeah.
I'm buying it. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, it's
No,
okay.
no, man, go
I don't
ahead.
mind. That happens very often. Don't worry.
What were we saying?
About how you
Switching
switched
from DJ to
Yes.
producer.
Okay. So around that time that I moved to LA for the first time, when I was 17, going to school, all that stuff, I wanted to do my own artist project. I wanted to be like this like disco house DJ and whatever. At the time, we had just signed with an agent, my first ever real agent, and I was so excited. You know, we were all hoping that I was going to get on some big tour and tour around the US and this and that and whatever. And that failed. The music wasn't there. I wasn't making amazing music. And then the transition happened with one song that I did a remix for Paris and Simo out of Montreal. They're not even together anymore as a
Yeah,
group,
but I remember that.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember a few songs. Yeah.
So I did a remix for them of a song called Reunite, and completely organically it blew up, and it got like 20 million on Spotify, and I was super excited. I was kind of confused, but like excited, and started to try and do that as an artist project under this new name, Galloway, and because of that song, I got invited to a writing camp down in Nicaragua, where they were gonna have like 25 writers, all from Canada, or all Canadian, I should say. And we went down this beautiful little like yoga / music resort. Like they had a studio there and stuff, and it was awesome. And just meeting all these writers and watching the way that they were working, and we were making music in the room and writing it together. And you know, it was so new to me, because in my mind before that, I was like, okay, I'm the producer, I make the music, then I send my song to someone who sings, and they send me back
Their version.
vocals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was it. I didn't know what happened in between. I just
Okay.
like didn't even think about it. And being put into that process in between was so inspiring that I kind of came home, tried to make the artist project work for a little bit longer, and then just kind of said, you know what, screw it. I want to be a producer and songwrite and just make any type of music that I want, and then find artists for it afterwards. And yeah, that was a super cool like transition. I'm so happy that I did that, because nowadays they say, you know, I was just saying before how I can't be an artist. I don't want to be an artist. It's too much work. You know, we were talking about Crash Adams, and I respect what they're doing, and they work so hard, those guys, at the social media, at getting the fans to engage, at
The Instagram lives, the TikTok lives.
Dude, they're incredible. I watch that and I'm like,
pumping
so
out the
smart.
content.
Yeah.
So smart,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
amazing. People are loving it. People are engaging all the time. I don't have that in me.
Yeah.
I can't do that. It's like now music, being an artist has gotten to the point where it's 65 to 70% social media and the rest is music.
Yeah.
And if I'm being real with myself, I got into this to make music, not to 30% make music and do social media, you know? That's
so you
why.
still enjoy the craft side more, like you enjoy the
I love
heart
it.
of it, like not again, not saying like
For sure.
you can do
Everyone loves
both
the
equally.
crafts,
Like
yeah.
some people still like
Yeah.
taking Crash Adams for
course.
example. They love the music, they make great music, but they also like the side of like because
Exactly.
we talked to him and he loves like the guerrilla marketing type thing.
Yeah.
like that for you wasn't something that like drew you to music.
No, it was always such a massive struggle between Eric and I, that like, you know, him telling me I need to be posting more, and us together trying to think of new content for me and what I can do to help fans engage. And, you know, it just didn't fit with the music I was doing and didn't feel like me. And, you know, I'm not the guy to be like, hey, so we're here with...
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I respect people that do it, and I love it, and that's part of the grind. You have to do it.
Yeah.
I just am not that person. I can't do it. I can't see myself being myself and doing that, you know?
But there's nothing wrong with that, and that's kind
No.
of the hard thing too. And like, you know, it's pretty actually. It's kind of cool to hear that, because I think a lot of people like, no, again, not to say they sell out, but a lot of people will do it because they know they have to, because they want to be artists. And nothing wrong with doing that, and you do it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't go with your personality, so it becomes a bit of a struggle, and it gets
Yeah.
exhausting to try and
like,
do all that, right?
And
Like,
to anyone who wants to be an artist or is trying to be an artist, like, you know, if you feel like me and you don't want to do the social media, try and push through it. Because like, I'm sure if me and Eric didn't stop and we just kept trying to push and kept trying to create content, it would have happened eventually, and it would have become second nature to both of us.
Yeah.
And it would have become easy. I just didn't see an end to it, and I was just like, meh. But don't ever do what I did. Like, be an artist. You know what I mean?
There's
Like,
two separate ways to look at it, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you want to be in the spotlight, you want to have that kind of lifestyle, then it's part of the game, right? Like, you look at someone like 6ix9ine. I think his career is made off social media.
Absolutely.
Like, is he?
I still think he's ridiculous.
I think he's ridiculous.
Yeah,
guys,
but
again,
I don't knock what he's done.
Yeah,
Like, that guy
ridiculous
is
or not,
huge off SoundCloud and like Instagram. Like,
he
good for
had
him.
the biggest song. He had a Billboard #1 song that had no radio play.
That's
Like,
really
you think his last song, Trolls, with Nicki Minaj, I think it had 0 radio play and it hit #1 Billboards.
That's crazy.
Like, you know, that's insane to do.
And you respect that too,
And-
for sure. Like, listen,
you play
like,
the
as much
game
as I might
and
think
yeah.
that looks like I think he just like the way he acts a bit ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like wearing 2 Richard Mille watches that cost like $1 million each. It's like it's a little bit excessive,
Yeah.
but good for him. Like there's different ways to get to
you
that
know
point,
what?
right?
It's working. You
Yeah.
know, someone likes it. I don't like it. It's not for me.
Yeah.
But Eric loves him.
Another good
Friends of
example.
mine love
Remember
it.
Yeah.
Miley
I personally,
Cyrus?
I'm not a big
when
fan.
she came out with the whole wrecking ball thing,
Yeah.
right? And she played the whole part. She was in the media every single day, smoking weed here, making out with girls here, doing this, doing that.
Yeah.
And then she kind of just disappeared. She said, like, I just don't want this life anymore,
Mm-hmm.
I think. So you got to think it's not for everyone. The people that want it, you got to play the game almost, right?
I want to ask though, do you think it helps? Because now even like we're talking about it, but maybe people don't know. Like, your brother, like working as like your manager, but
Yeah.
also your brother and his family. Number one, like, do you think that makes it? Is that? Let me phrase this properly.
There's pros and cons.
Yeah, like, but you think if your brother wasn't your manager, that someone might have pushed you more to do it? Or do you think it's because your brother, like, he sympathized a little more, saying like, you know what, if it's not for you and you want to do this, like, I'll support this.
I think I've seen so many people like trying to find a manager and going through that like hell of trying to find someone that's really going to go to bat for you and have your best interest in mind no matter what, because that's almost impossible.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes people have another agenda, and I've heard of horror stories happening of people signing with the wrong manager or working with someone for 6 months and being like, that was a terrible idea. You know, like, I couldn't imagine going on that hunt for a manager. So I don't even know what it feels like to have another manager that isn't my brother. It's been him since I was like 12 years old, 10 years old, however.
Well, it's been working.
You know? It's been working. And now, you know, like I said, there is pros and cons that sometimes we butt heads for no reason at all.
Yeah.
And then no work gets done. And sometimes we can be so honest with each other that it's extremely constructive and productive. And, you know, we talk about things that I wouldn't, or like, we talk in a way that I wouldn't be able to talk with someone that isn't my family. Do you know what I mean? Like, he knows exactly what I'm thinking. I know exactly what he's thinking at all times. And anyone we try and bring into the team, whether it's my publisher, who is, you know, a really close friend of ours for 5 years before I signed with him, he's family. You know, that's why we signed. He's my brother.
Yeah.
You know, our lawyer, we made sure that he was like family as well. And he feels just like a brother now too. And we try and do that with everyone that we want to work closely with on an every day-to-day basis. You know, we try and make sure that they have that family vibe, because that's how it started, you know?
Yeah.
And that must be good too, because like
You say that, I'm like, that feels, man.
for sure.
It feels big.
That, and that's tough too, right? Like, you're very, I mean, like probably very fortunate, but also even trying to find those people, like, if you didn't have someone like Eric, also, like, because you see things one way too, you guys probably see things different ways sometimes, but
of course.
if you say, you know what, I like this guy, he's good, but then he says, you know what, I don't know, maybe we should feel him out, like, you still have two different perspectives too, which also helps finding the right fits for you guys, which is pretty cool.
Usually he's right. I'll give it to him. You know, usually
We'll cut that out. We can't let him hear that. We'll cut that part.
It's gonna put one of those. You know, things in my
Senses,
mouth.
We'll block it out, censored it.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna kind of switch gears a little bit too.
Yeah.
So Body was, again, massive success, like huge.
Oh, that's actually had a question on that too. So go ahead,
I was gonna say, like, huge moment in your career. What was next for you? What, like, do you say you're gonna keep trying to work with them, working with other people? Did it open new doors for different to work with other people?
You know what? Sorry. Before we go,
go.
that the one question I want to ask, when you made a comment before about like when you made it, you didn't even know it was gonna go. You sat on it, you didn't know it was gonna go. Before we jump to like where you went, how long did you guys sit on it for before it like?
I think it must have been like, I think it was maybe 2016 when we made the song.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it was almost a year when you guys sat on it.
I think it was a year. I don't
Which
know
is
now.
like,
Yeah.
looking back, I would say if I got this song,
I remember seeing one day that like they put it out, and I was like, oh, cool, this is awesome.
I
This song's
just-
like,
Did you
had no
think
idea.
when you made, like, I'm sure you think all your
No,
songs are
never,
good,
never,
but like you didn't think it
never,
was that
never.
good. Really?
I was
don't
just
know.
like, yeah,
I think
it's,
you hear it and you're like, you got something special on your hands. Like I
But it's
personally,
hindsight, right?
I wouldn't be able to sit on something like that. Like I'd be like, I got this banger.
But like
I gotta
they-
release it.
It's
like-
hard to know as an artist. It's the hardest thing as an artist, I think, as someone who tried to do the production side. Like I would make a song, and at first I'd be like, "This is the best song I ever heard." Then I would,
And then
like,
you wake up
stop,
the next morning
and
and
I'd be
you're
like,
like,
"This is
"Oh."
terrible."
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's hard to be real with yourself. So that's crazy that like you actually thought because right now, like you listen to it, everyone's like, "This is the best song." Like it's crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of it's nostalgic.
Like best
now,
in terms
you
of
know?
like party song,
Yeah,
good
yeah.
vibe. Like that one you would to sit on that for years
Body
seems kind
armor?
of.
It was their song, their
Yeah.
choice when to put it out. But like there's so many songs that we worked on during that period of time that I thought were like these are bangers.
Yeah.
These are hits on
Yeah.
us, and they never ended up putting them out just because like timing wasn't right. They thought it wasn't right for their brand, which is now looking back, those songs aren't right for this. Like some of the songs we made aren't right for them, and they've done such a good job at finding their sound and
defining their
and,
sound, yeah.
every song they do now is a hit.
Yeah.
They've had so many since Body. They've had so many amazing songs come out that like, good credit to them and Adrian for what they've done.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
I want to, before we even go on to what's next,
Yeah.
what do you think your best strengths are? Like if someone's coming to work with you for the first time and they said, Nick, like what's the best thing that you bring to the table?
I think it differs. For somebody like, do you guys know Frank Walker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for somebody like Frank and I, we started working together about 2 years ago. Very like not even working together, just like kind of writing music for fun together. And he was hosting a writing camp in LA. I went and joined him. For someone like him, it's kind of been like we work together and with a few other people for fun, like all just friends hanging out, making music together. And over time, he's shaped his sound and I've had influence and friends of ours have had influence in the production side and what he should do until it's reached the point where now we kind of have like a formula for Frank and we're like, okay, he knows, okay, I got to put like pianos, I got to do this, 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 because that's the Frank sound. And I think one of my strong suits is bringing that out of artists. I'm not going to say I did that for Frank. He's incredible. He's made his sound to this day. He's an incredible producer. But, on a short-term basis with someone like Galantis, they brought me a song that was unfinished and they needed me to finish it. And that's kind of what I'm more like known for, I guess, is just finishing up songs that need that extra 30, 40% just to make it shine for the radio. And sometimes people will just send me like pianos and a voice and it sounds incredible, but they have no idea where to take it. And then I'll take it from there. And, I've done so much writing songs from scratch and trying to write the vocals myself. And, my girlfriend's a writer and singer as well. And trying to write with her. And I can write and I do enjoy it, but I'm just so much better at finishing the songs that focusing all my time on that is just more beneficial.
By writing, you mean like writing the vocals or writing the whole, like
writing
all the melodies, all the chords, everything? Wow.
Everything. Yeah. I mean, I write all the chords and stuff, but, as a producer. But, yeah, I think what I bring to the table is making it shine for the radio.
That's polished. That's honestly, that's because
there's so many songs.
That's the hard. Not to say the hardest part. Like even finding a sound and a song's got to be hard. But like taking something from like, okay, it's good, to getting it ready for like a radio or to go gold or platinum or something. That's got to be the tough part. Is finding that like little thing in the background.
So many people are such incredible producers and just don't know how to put that polish on. And some people can't see past that like unpolished, unmixed, very rugged sounding, produced in a bedroom kind of sound. Label people and professionals in the business can't see past it. So they bring it to someone like me and they're like, hey, can you just make this presentable?
To make that kick sound more crisp or make the piano sound a little more clear and all that.
You know what's so funny? I keep thinking about this, the Immenbach Roses remix. Like I'm just thinking like that song again, it was a good little SoundCloud song. Like St. John is
huge. I didn't even know. I heard it like
St. John released it in 2016. Like we were just talking about this weekend. Really? 2016.
The original or the
original?
Okay.
The original got released in 2016, and St. John did like a little like nightclub tour. Like he played like Union a couple of years ago.
I didn't know that.
Not big artist by any means. This Immenbach DJ, I think he's from like Kazakhstan or something. Really? Took this song and like he changed it
blew it up.
completely, and it's arguably one of the biggest EDM songs right now. And if you think about it, if he didn't make, there's so many little tweaks in it that let's say you don't make those tweaks, it's not a radio like banger that it is now.
If a section is like 3 seconds too long, you lost people.
Yeah,
you
know what I mean? It's just like if the drop isn't as good, you might lose, or maybe the pitches aren't as high, the pitch is not as low. Like, again, I don't know anything about music, but there's so slight changes that make a song as good as it is and as catchy as it is that you can't get it out of your head.
Well, there's things like, we talk about this too with like the psychology of colors. There's psychology of sound that like certain sounds that elicit different things, different way basses kick. I mean, it's such little minute things that go into it. I mean, myself, I grew up in music. I started playing the clarinet when I was in like grade 6. I hated it. My dad made me do it because it's a Greek instrument, and I was like I was the biggest nerd. Then I moved to drums.
I played the baritone, which is basically a mini tuba.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
I played the trumpet because it only had 3 buttons.
You know how hard a trumpet is, though?
Oh, I didn't. I saw 3 buttons, and I'm like, how hard could this be? And then they're like, you got to move your lips too. I was like, oh, what?
You're like, what do I have to do with my tongue?
There's not just 3 buttons. Depending on how I move my lips, there's like 15 buttons. Like, what?
Brass instruments are tough. Brass are very tough.
And then I remember thinking, I'm like, I should just play the clarinet.
Yeah,
clarinet.
It only had like 10 buttons, but
they all sucked.
I should have played the saxophone.
But
I'd be like on the beach and sing for Prey right now. Like,
well, what I was gonna say about that is like, I mean, I don't consider myself like musically talented or anything like that. Because when I tried to produce, I didn't have the ear for it. Like you gotta, it's hard to find things to put together. But what I do notice that because I grew up with music, if I'm listening to a song, like I think most people, you hear the melody, you hear the bass, like whatever. But then there's like little things you'll catch in the background. Like it might be a little faint like triangle or cowbell or something that kicks in every now and then. Those are things I like to listen to and see like, okay, what does this song have that's different, right? Like if you listen to Animals, you hear the xylophone almost, whatever. Yeah. But behind it, there's still a lot more that brings that sound up, right? And like that's the stuff that's really tough to be good at. So
a lot of those things that you hear in songs that you're like, oh, this is why people like it. Yeah. They're never known. No one ever knows there was a big song, I'm not going to remember who it was by, but at the beginning it goes Renegade. Have you ever heard of this song? It was big on TikTok, and it was just a producer tag. The song wasn't called Renegade. It was called something complete. It was called Lottery. It was by K-Camp. It was called Lottery. Whatever. Okay. Hip hop song. But the beginning, the producer tag goes Renegade, and people started saying Renegade and be like, oh, put on that Renegade song. Put on that Renegade song. That's what made it the hit. And then they changed the title of the song to Renegade, the producer's name. No way. The song blew up on TikTok because of this dumb tag that doesn't even mean anything in regards to the song. That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't even know. It can be so unrelated to the song, but it's just what people like about it.
Well, that's how Roses blew up too. It's TikTok, right? Like,
is it?
Yeah. TikTok
I heard Roses the first time in like January, maybe.
All right, so I never knew about this Roses song until I came home and I was forced to listen to the radio in the car because it doesn't have Bluetooth. Yeah. And my girlfriend's old car that she has here, and I'm on listening to Z103.
Wait, what's your girlfriend's name? Let's give her a shout out.
Veronica.
Hey, shout out.
Hey, babe.
You better listen or else it's awkward. Better listen.
I'm listening to Z103 and
lost his train of thought. Think about you, Veronica.
Every 40 minutes or so, you hear
the same song,
that Roses remix, and I'm like, oh God, I was getting so sick of it.
Yeah.
And then I put it to 93.5, and the Future remix of Roses is on, and I'm like, this slaps.
There's a Future remix?
Dude, I didn't know there was a Future remix either.
So there's the original version.
And it's so slow.
And in my opinion, the original version's way too slow. Yeah. And then you listen to the Future remix. It's a brand new beat. It's the best hip hop song ever.
Really?
I love it. Oh my! It's just
I've never heard this.
So,
it's just my favorite right now.
We said this because my brother mentioned it when we had Crash Adams. He said he's like, it'd be good if when you talked about the songs to play it so people could hear it.
Yeah.
So John, this is for you, buddy. We're listening.
Roses Future. I'm gonna play.
Okay, so this is his.
This
is the original.
Listen how slow it is.
See, I like music like this though.
Yeah,
I do really like this music, because no, but this reminds me of
DB listens to this when he slowly makes.
This reminds me. I don't even know what it reminds me of.
Now let's go to the remix.
Let's hear it.
But it's crazy that someone took it
up and everything.
It's crazy that someone took it and can re-envision it as like an energetic song.
Yeah,
that's cool.
But.
Okay. And then
the Future, I've never heard the Future
one.
Yeah, you guys have to bump the Future one. It's amazing.
My ride home.
But that's the cool thing, and I guess so. that's kind of what you do then. That's what you consider your strength. You consider it like your favorite thing to do as well, like finding that how to polish it, give it that little
kind of. I mean, it's always changing. Like, I don't know. I guess there's no really one favorite. Like, my favorite thing to do is finishing the song and kind of sitting back and being like, okay, I'm done with it.
Yeah.
You know, now everyone can hear it.
I was just gonna say, do you like, okay, once you finish it, do you like watching it, sending it out and see what happens? Is there an excitement to that? Like when you release a song, it's like, hey, I think this song is gonna be a banger.
I feel
Boom.
like,
you send it out, you sit there and kind of wait.
For sure, because like that initial send out for people to hear it is to my team, to Eric, to my publisher, whoever, people close to me, people I trust their opinion. Because when you start sending it out to people you don't know, and like people in the industry, and people have egos, and everyone's got an opinion, and then you don't really know who to listen to, you know?
Yeah,
so the real excitement is when you send it to your friends that you can trust, and you trust their opinions and whatever.
They'll tell you if it sucks.
They'll
too,
tell you,
right?
Eric tells me music sucks all the time.
I was just gonna ask you, has he told? Yeah,
and it's so discouraging.
like,
but it's
God,
like
Nick.
it's discouraging for 5 minutes because I know he's not trying to be harmful.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Was there one song that you made?
Oh, there's been hundreds, bro. There's been so many songs where I'm like, this is a banger, and he's like,
no,
nah, it's not.
Sit down.
It's not.
Okay, was he right? And then like,
yeah. Because listening from an outside in, not me listening to the song for 6 hours a day on repeat, I'm like starting to fall in love with it.
Yeah.
It's like any radio song.
Yeah.
When you're in the car and you hear a song on the radio enough, you're like, okay, I have to like this song.
Yeah.
That's what happened with like Blinding Lights by The Weeknd. Didn't like the song, heard it enough times on the radio, and I started liking it.
That's really weird. I didn't like it at first, and then the disco-y side of it kind of grew on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that happens to me, and then I send it out, and they say it's shit, and I don't work on it.
It's so funny.
Again.
I always sound like I should become a DJ just with everybody's songs that they don't like, and I'll release like 100 songs a year. I'll pay them. You guys will take whatever you cost. I'll take all your garbage, and eventually you gotta. I'm sure there's a couple bangers just sitting in people's.
There's a couple hidden
I don't know.
ones.
I feel like every DJ has so many songs they never released because like, oh, it's not good enough or it doesn't go with my sound. And I bet you there's bangers just sitting away in people's laptops.
As a producer, the scariest thing to think about that Eric has said to me a couple times, and we say it to people, is that my biggest hit or any producer's biggest hit that's going to be in their career is probably already on their computer. Yeah. And they have no idea.
Really?
And it could take 5 years from now to revisit an old project, an old song, and be like,
DJs, you hear that? Hit me up. I'll release all your music. I will release everything.
But that's what's interesting too, because if you really think about it, like that could be very well true. But then the other thing too, it becomes timing, right?
Yeah.
You really could release a song at the wrong time that's got another, like before summer when a lot of new EDM comes out or dance music, and it just gets lost in that shuffle. You could release it a year too early and the sound's too early.
Yeah. Or people, a lot of what happens is people get a little bit too excited and they don't plan far enough in advance, and they just say, "Oh, I'll put the song out. We'll figure it out after." And then songs die in the water.
Yeah.
And there's been so many songs.
You have no follow-up.
Right? Yeah.
Like we talked about this a couple episodes ago, but we had Ryan Shepherd on.
Yeah,
he was part
yeah.
of the Fill Me In track with Loud Luxury, and he goes, it released it. It was a banger. It blew up. Tiesto played it New Year's, midnight, boom, like huge. And Loud Luxury had Body after that to follow up, and he said he had nothing. And it's kind of like, if he planned it a little bit better, he could have capitalized on that huge success, right?
It's true.
Yeah. Ryan, I'll take all your old songs too. I'm gonna start publishing everybody's old music. That's it.
He has zero musical talent.
Zero.
You cannot keep beat. You cannot.
That's terrible.
Me and Ryan used to come down to LA and like play a couple small shows and stuff in Hollywood, because like he didn't have a visa, so he'd do like them illegally. And I used to go. He used to sneak me in the back. And there was one day where. Do you guys know Sid, the DJ Sid, C-I-D? Yeah. And he had that song, No. That was a... was that
an actual? No.
No, it was a ripoff. Not a ripoff. It was
I'm going to take that song too for my career.
It was a sample of No Scrubs.
Yeah.
I want to be June. Whatever.
Yeah, I know.
So we heard that, and I was like, oh, we got to do an old 90s sample. Let's do it. And then me and him were sitting at the Lowe's pool with like...
He told us the story.
Yeah.
We were someone else's room service bill.
And we were like messing around with samples. And that day, I think there was a BBC Radio 1 of Craig David singing Fill Me In, but it was to a Skrillex instrumental. Or it was Justin Bieber and Skrillex, something like that. And I heard it and I was like, oh, this like vocal's kind of fire.
Yeah.
We should
Craig David.
We should do something with
Craig
this.
David.
And then that's how Fill Me In. Fill Me In was like literally me and Ryan 40 minutes by the pool. And then we went home and the song was like, and then
Wait, hold on. In 40 minutes, you made it.
Like the
main.
Don't you remember Ryan
90%
telling the
of it.
story?
Yeah, but I don't
At
know
the
in
pool?
40 minutes.
Bro,
That's crazy.
it was literally 40 minutes, and I was
that
like,
song
my computer's too hot.
slaps, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And then,
Sounds
well, credit to Loud Luxury, because when we finished that song to what I thought it was finished, Ryan put it out, and then Tiesto started playing a version of it that was like someone stole the song and renamed it under a new artist project, and Tiesto was playing that, and then Adrian was like, yo, Ryan, take the song down. Someone's ripping you off. Take the song down. Let's do it with Loud Luxury. We can have a bigger push, and that way we can get Tiesto and all this stuff.
Wait, so somebody ripped it was almost identical?
No. It was like they took the song and just
Shut up.
renamed it. And Tiesto was playing that
Secretly, it was
version.
me.
No.
It was Ricky trying to steal old
It was
songs.
me. I told you this idea was good. I knew it.
Stupid, man.
That's my coming out
I was
joke.
just thinking, that's your circle back joke. You were waiting for
That's
that
it.
one.
I'm good. I'm done.
Rick,
I'll hang up
Rick does
the
this thing
microphone.
where like he'll find there's something funny in the episode and he just waits for a time to bring it back in.
That's every stand-up comedian.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
how they
Maybe
finish
I'm
their
in the
set.
wrong
Hey, he does
career.
it pretty good. That was actually a pretty
That
funny
was a good one. Oh gosh, I'm gonna
Yeah,
remember
dude,
that for my
that's
for the best of episode
The best
at
of.
the end of the year.
And then, Loud Luxury took it after that, and they put their sauce on it, and we put it out, and it was
Banger.
And that's what it
banger.
is, yeah.
Banger.
That's crazy, man.
Oh, I guess
Another-
okay. So we've got Fill Me In. We've talked about.
And
about
we skipped what's next. We kind of
Body.
jumped all over this
I
stuff.
know.
This has been honestly great. Like,
Do you know what? We've always said this in some of our other podcasts.
It has
The
to be
first-
conversational.
The
Yeah,
first
you know?
20 minutes of our episode, in my opinion, is always the least favorite. And we always start with just like, hey, so what have you been up to? Kind of, tell us what you've been up. And lately it's always COVID related, right? What have you been doing during COVID? How's your business been affected? How's your life been affected? And then we get into it, and it's so much more fun once we get right into it. That's why
It's
we
almost
always,
like once you finish your questions.
yeah. Me and George were saying,
that's
it's like,
the
you know
fun.
what? Let's just skip the boring stuff. Like, let's just. We even said like, not with you, but with other people, like, let's just ask them about this. Like,
Yeah.
let's just
Yeah,
go
yeah,
right
yeah.
into it.
Yeah.
So.
But no, it's true.
Today we did. We went right
But it's
into
good.
body,
Like
right?
we
Banger.
jump around a little bit, but it's great.
love
mean,
it.
honestly, it's
Keeps
actually
it
kind of-
interesting.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
for sure.
So going back to my question before, unless you got something else.
No. I cut you off
What's
last time. So go ahead.
like? Okay, so we talked about Fill Me In. We talked about Body. What are some like, either one of your favorite projects or some other big projects you worked on?
Galantis is super cool. That was one that I've dreamed of for a long time.
They have a great sound.
Yeah.
Really like
Very
summer,
fun.
like fun, high energy.
Yeah.
Dubs was another one that I did a couple songs with. We were working together for quite a bit.
So how'd you get in with them? How
That was through my publisher. It's Ultra, and they're signed to the label Ultra. So they were just like, hey, you guys should try and make some magic.
because you did
know?
Get On My Face and Need You, right?
And Need You and Somebody Like You, but we won't talk about that one.
Okay.
That one didn't do as well.
Well, Get On My Face. I remember
I
watching.
think Need You's a banger.
I
had it on
remember-
my playlist for a
yeah,
long
it's a
time
good
during
one.
COVID.
I even like I remember.
That was
I think-
my workout playlist. Like I'd run. It was literally. I probably go ahead. I'll probably. Pull
I
it
was
up
gonna
on
say.
playlist.
The Casey Frey video.
That's exactly what I was
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah. What video?
So is he like a YouTuber or Instagrammer or
So
dancer?
I don't know what he's just like a funny dude, I guess, on Instagram. He
I can pull this up
danced
right now.
He
Need
danced
You,
to the
right?
video to the song.
What's his
Who's
name
this?
again?
Casey CASEYFREY. But he did some like stupid dance to it, and it blew up and did like 150 million views
and
on his
it would-
Twitter.
150 million.
It's hilarious. Honestly, probably.
Is it the music video?
No, it's just like him dancing to
Ready?
the song.
Just watch this.
Oh, I
Have
can't
you
remember the
seen
song,
this?
and it became.
So this wasn't the music video, and
Let me
this
see this.
blew
Oh, you go
up.
ahead.
That's how I
yeah,
found the song.
yeah.
I like the song.
Like it's so good.
I've never seen this, but this is crazy. Oh, you can't see likes on here.
My song
He's got a
slaps.
pretty good
Thank you.
dancer
Yeah.
though.
He's a great dancer.
That's good.
So
But yeah, with the whole like environment with Dubs when making that song, it's just like same thing. Us just having so much fun. Like they had this incredible. They moved out now, but they had this incredible
well, yeah, because
house.
after tsunami, like this
Yeah.
is after tsunami, so
Oh,
they're
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
they've
Yeah,
already traveled the world
Yeah.
with like
They
tsunami.
they don't care about anything except for making good music.
Yeah,
you
tsunami.
know,
If you
and
think
having
about it, is
fun.
the
Yeah.
2015 version of Levels.
exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's
Like
exactly what it is. It
arguably
was
the
huge.
biggest song of the year.
There's one every year, like Animals was one, then
Body.
Tsunami, and like there's a
Yeah,
few that you
yeah,
remember that you'll
yeah.
always remember that came out.
Yeah.
It's true. But for them, it was like they had this beautiful house, this studio that
in
you
LA.
know, floor to ceiling glass windows in the hills. You could see the pool. You can see all of LA looking out from
Damn,
the studio.
man.
It was so.
I gotta rip off some of their old music.
Oh,
though.
dude,
That's what I gotta get.
It was so
any
nice.
hackers out there?
So dumb.
It was so nice just to like feel in an environment that we were like all like brothers,
Just chilling,
and it
having
was
a good time.
complete comfortable, and everyone's just having a good time. There's been days where we'd get in the studio for 10-12 hours and nothing would happen, and you go through those and it's completely fine. 'Cause
Or
we're
like just
hanging
you
out
make
anyways.
garbage, like
or we
nothing
make
good.
garbage. Yeah, that's happened so
You
many times.
straight delete it. That's it. Move on.
Yeah,
Save this for Ricky.
this
yeah.
this goes
Put it
into
in the Ricky
one.
folder. Yeah,
There it goes into the Ricky folder.
I'm getting on it, buddy. Yeah.
So-
Sorry.
No, then so there's Get On My Face, then Need You Again, same thing.
Yeah.
Do those happen in the same like 2-week session, or were those months apart?
I think they were in the same LA trip, I believe.
So
And
like
then,
during 3 weeks, you guys made songs that have combined, I don't know, 200 million plays. I have no
I don't
idea.
even know what the number is, but yeah,
They're like
yeah,
massive hits.
yeah. Been
Crazy
kind
when
of
you
nice.
think about that. Like you go there to make some music, have a good time.
You never know what's gonna. And listen, I've done so many LA trips, and so many times that I've, me and Eric have flown to Sweden, and I went to Copenhagen and all this shit, and we wrote all these songs, and we're spending all this money trying to go and write with other people in Europe, and nothing comes out of it, And then
So when you went out there, like, were you going out there with a purpose? Was it like
I
you
went out
knew-
there for writing camps. So
Okay.
again, like you get like 25, 30 writers together, other producers. They kind of shuffle you in different rooms, and
Okay.
you make a bunch of songs, and you come out of the week with like 5, 6, 7 songs sometimes. And sometimes they're all garbage. Sometimes they're all incredible.
Sorry, credible by you or by Eric's idea?
What do you mean?
Like
by
you-
going out there?
No, it's like some of the songs you make. Are they
You're
good?
trying to make a joke. He's just saying in general.
No, I'm saying, are they good? And then Eric's like, I don't know.
Some of them I'm like, this is it. And,
is the
he's
bang.
like,
Eric, pick up the phone.
and he's like, nah. Actually, while we were in Sweden for that same trip, there's this amazing writer named Neil Ormandy, and he wrote a song called Midnight, which is now a Alesso song.
Yeah.
And that was written at that
Banger.
same, if I was put into that session for the day,
He
that would
was
have been
there-
great.
He was there as well at the same time.
No, it wasn't
Oh.
Alesso. It was the writer.
No, I'm saying
but-
that like Neil.
Yeah,
Ormandy
he's a close friend of ours, and he wrote that the same day, the same time
song.
that we were there. But it just happened that we didn't write good songs that
Yeah,
trip,
yeah,
and
yeah.
he did, and he wrote a massive hit. Good for him.
So
I love that song.
That honestly great. Alesso fun fact, after Swedish House Mafia, Alesso was actually my favorite DJ for the longest time.
Yeah.
When he came out, even going back to like timing of songs coming out. So his first song I heard was Dynamite, which was like, was it Dynamite? There's
And then
another
Pressure.
One. Yeah. So Pressure was the ultimate banger, but Dynamite was different because I think it was Dynamite. It was another one with an I, but it was like off tempo or off beat. It had this weird like.
I don't remember.
Anyways, one of his first songs, and he became big because he sent this EP of Dynamite, and another one to Ingrosso.
Ingrosso.
Ingrosso signed him.
He put it on the front of his uncle's car,
Yeah,
or something.
So
in
that's
Sweden.
how he became big. But anyways, I remember like just kind of like sidetracking a bit, but he became big because he released a song that sounded different. Might have been like not good if it was released earlier because it sounded like it was weird. It was like it sounded like it was offbeat the whole song. It was really hard to mix the DJ too.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
he became
Maybe for you.
honestly for me I was glad. But no, he became big with that. Then like Pressure came and all
course,
that
bro.
stuff.
Pressure was.
I actually think his old stuff is better, to be honest. My
I
opinion.
agree.
I
I agree.
Like
fully.
he had some
He does
ID
listen to
tracks,
this, so we're good.
He had some ID tracks back in the day that were fire, and then it just
man.
Georgie, currently speaking, who's your favorite DJ?
It's you.
currently
After you stole.
He's in on it.
called back. There you go. Rick's
He's in
night
on
is
it.
man. That's the first time a guest has called back the joke
Everybody,
too.
I like it.
My favorite DJ right now, honestly, might be Rufus. I listen to them a lot lately.
See, but I wouldn't call
For
them
summer.
DJs though.
They're
They're
electronic
electronic
band.
band.
They're performers, a
Yeah,
band.
They're
Yeah.
a band.
Yeah, I don't
So
know.
they're,
They're
electronic
probably-
band. Yeah.
For me, I'll say like them or Disclosure.
Yeah.
Disclosure's
See,
incredible.
I used
I
to
used to
like
like
Disclosure.
Disclosure, Duke Dumont used
Yep.
to be up there. Duke
Yep.
Dumont, I feel like hasn't made a lot of good
Gorgon,
stuff.
Gorgon
Ocean.
City was big.
Yeah.
You know?
I saw
Let me see. I can't even think of my
Disclosure
favorites
at After Party for Lollapalooza maybe about 5 years ago, and I was expecting one of the best shows ever,
yeah.
and it just it was
hit.
good.
Oh,
It was
you
good.
know, maybe Camel Fat might be up
Yeah,
there.
Ooh, yeah.
Camel
So
Fat's-
I Loud Luxury, but just 'cause
Loud
we know
Luxury,
them, right?
sure,
but then
yeah.
for me, it's
Actually,
Kygo.
I liked
yeah,
her.
like anything Loud Luxury, I think slaps. So
Yeah.
other than like Kygo's my like
Yeah.
go-to shit.
Rick,
but
you'll fly across the
yeah,
world for
man, I
Kygo.
fuck-
Really?
You know how many
I like
shows you know how many times we changed our trip plans to go see Kygo?
Yeah.
So me and Rick travel like every
All the
summer.
time.
We do Europe and then we'll do something like
Yeah.
weekends. We go whenever we go to Europe. We always say, okay, like we're not gonna do Mykonos this year or Ibiza again. Let me keep doing them. Or like this, but then we'll see like okay, like
Kygo's
Rick's
playing.
like Kygo's got a
Like
residency
my
birthday.
birthday, like-
we have to go, and I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, well, if we're gonna go there. We have to go to Mykonos.
This is exactly how it
Because
goes.
then I'm like, if you get one, I get to pick one. And then it's like a couple of years
We did
ago,
Switzerland.
we were planning. We saw Open Air Festival. Kygo's playing. Rick's like, we have to go.
Yeah.
To
It
this
was more than
festival.
just. It was Kygo, Mumford, and Diplo. Those were like the three
Oh, it
headlines.
was probably the best festival, one of the
Festival,
coolest
yeah.
festivals we've gone to because like
Even though I
there
broke
was
my
like
nose.
1,000 people, 10,000 people maybe.
And I broke my nose at that festival. That was
yeah.
crazy.
Rick got in
Um,
a mosh pit at Dylan Francis. Like,
Oh,
and I,
that's the
it's
worst.
so
got kicked in the
stupid.
face. It was crazy.
Anyways, yeah. So
Yeah,
Rick,
that was
Rick's a big
yeah,
Kygo fan.
Big Kygo fan, but I don't even remember what we were saying.
I don't know,
Favorite
but I was
DJs.
gonna.
Disclosure: the after party at Lollapalooza. So again, I'm a huge like live music guy.
remember
I
that party.
absolutely love going to live shows, and
Yep.
I knew they weren't DJing; they were playing. Because at first, I always thought they were DJs. I didn't know that they actually played. They
Yeah.
performed live. So I'm like, oh, this is like my first time seeing someone other than Deadmau5, because Deadmau5 used to actually like play.
Yeah.
And I never really liked Deadmau5's sets. I was always not
They got a
disappointed,
little
but I
bit
was
weird sometimes.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
just
yeah.
never lived up to the hype for me. So I was so pumped to see Disclosure. We partied all day. Like I'm ready to have my mind blown.
Yeah.
And it just didn't. And ever since then, like I still like Disclosure. I'm not taking away from them because they're super talented and amazing. They're just not up there for me anymore.
Yeah.
Like Rufus, I've seen Rufus 3 times. 2 years ago or a year and a half ago, they came to Danforth Music Hall, and I had no idea who they were.
Yeah.
And a buddy of mine's like, "Rick, you going?" I'm like, "No." I'm like, "Who's Rufus?"
Yeah, I'm a-
Another buddy of mine's like, "Ricky, you going?" I'm like, "Who the fuck is Rufus?" Like,
They are.
Why are people
sick.
asking me this?
and then they were at Coachella the year we were there, and they
What
played
year?
2016. They had one song, and it was on my playlist. So I opened my phone, I type in Rufus, and I have one song.
Yeah.
So I'm like, "Oh, No Place" or something. So I'm like, "Okay, so whatever."
No plays that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the big one.
So I play it. I'm like, "Oh, I know these guys." I'm like, "Okay, let me try and get a ticket." I'm like, "Yeah, guys, I'm coming." Look online, tickets are like $200. I'm like, "What? Danforth Music Hall, $200 ticket? Like,
What's going on?
what
Yeah.
the fuck? Am I like, is Drake there or something? Like, what the hell's like? Who are these people?"
Yeah.
So I started like, I'm like, at this point, I'm committed to going.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like 100% committed to going. So I'm like, all right.
Recently, this is when you
This
knew
is
them.
a
This was
year
when
and a
you
half
bumped
ago.
into like Tony and Roberto and like, or no?
No.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, it was.
Roberto, yeah.
yeah. But
Yeah,
like,
I
I
remember.
went solo.
Yeah.
But you knew who they were then.
No, I literally knew that day.
Oh.
Or like 2 days before.
I thought you
or
were like
something.
liked them. That's why you
No,
paid that in one.
It was 2 days, and I'm like, you know what? I Googled them. I started listening the
I've
whole
never
day.
seen them play live. I'd love
I listened the whole day. I'm like,
them on YouTube play at Joshua Tree. It's
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah.
these guys
Nuts.
are unbelievable. And I fell in love, and now I'm like, that's it. I'm fucking the biggest fan ever. Oh, shit,
Weren't
that's
you-
where I go.
weren't you
So
able
many
to
people
fly-
love them, man.
Yeah.
So I went to
But you know what I
Montreal to see
noticed?
them.
Sorry, go ahead. Finish.
I went to Montreal to see him. I took Bex for Christmas. That was like my Christmas gift to her because
Yeah.
she again was like me, had no idea who they were. We went away this summer, and she just found them when we went away, and she fell in love with them. So I took her to Montreal to see them. But it was a DJ set though, and like
Yeah. It doesn't hit the same.
It doesn't hit the same. But then we saw them. I think they were supposed to play here June 6th, and it got June
course.
5th.
Friday.
Yeah, and we had tickets, and it got canceled or
Yeah.
postponed. What COVID?
I was
whatever.
gonna say one thing. You might know this better than we do. Why is it that Australians have like that mix of like they either DJs or they have like the percussion type set? Because Disclosure does that, Rufus does that, and there's one other one I'm forgetting now. And I was trying to think of those.
I think it's just like
Um,
I think it's people have noticed that in the past few years, like everyone was starting to be a DJ, and
Yeah.
then everyone needed something different. So then, like it started with, Deadmau5 started to do the live set.
With
Tiesto
Ableton.
started to bring out guitarists and
Yeah.
singers, and then I forget who brought out like Bieber one time, and
Yeah.
Usher came out, and this and that, and then everyone started to get more live, and then everyone said, okay, let's just start doing bands.
Yeah.
We can play our music as a band.
Yeah.
And someone like Rufus, where it's not so electronic.
Yeah.
It's very like songwriter
Yeah.
based, and there's a whole song around it. It's not just electronic elements that they can do it live. And
Yeah.
I love it.
I think it's sick.
I'm trying to think of the second time because I saw them perform live twice. The first time I barely knew them, and I had an amazing time. And then went to go see them the second time. And I can't
at
remember.
Montreal.
No, I saw them perform live twice, like actual perform.
Oh, I don't know.
Not DJ. Regardless,
It'll come to you.
yeah, they were sick, and
One thing we were going to, I think, when we got to it was what's in the future now for you? Like, you know, what's
I
the
think
horizon?
it's tough to say. I mean, of course, with COVID going on and everything.
Threw a wrench in your plans, like out. In LA
Yeah, I mean, we were living in LA. Now we've been back here for almost 4 months. You know, we've adjusted, and I'm working continuously.
Do you have a home studio? Sorry to interrupt.
I have like my laptop,
home
but
studio.
my home, all of my shit is in LA. All of my
okay.
studio gear, my speakers, my, production computer, all this stuff. So I'm just working on my laptop for now, which is fine. I've adjusted to it.
Yeah.
It's been great. Bought a pair of good headphones, which is great.
What kind of headphones?
Sennheisers.
Sennheisers are the
Ooh.
best.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
Those ones you have?
used to. So
I used to have the
Over
little
your black
headphone
ones?
ones, and then I got
What about your
Yeah.
Givon B
I
ones?
still got those babies, the V Modas.
the V. Everyone had the custom V modas.
I got the V Modas in like 2011. White with matte
you know why I
black
don't like
gear.
V modas? Because when you're DJing and you're bouncing around, they would hit my collarbones and bruise my collarbones. Because
the metal?
Because they're so metal.
Yeah, and they're heavy too.
Oh, it's the worst.
The Sennheiser blacks are the best. A lot of
Yeah.
DJs used to use. Well, probably still do.
Anyways,
Yeah.
COVID plans, or COVID threw a wrench in my plans, and we were supposed to be living in LA still and doing sessions and working with more artists and working more heavily with artists that I'm already in with. And, now it's trying to shift and see what I'm going to be working on more and what I can work on remotely without being in the room with certain people and writers and producers and whatever. So I've started focusing more on my podcast that I do that we started about a year ago, me and this guy Bijan Amir, who, do you know Ric Flair Drip, that song?
Yeah.
He produced that.
Isn't that
So-
like one of the biggest rap songs from like 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's a banger.
it's been cool because he's got the hip hop mind of the
What's
podcast.
the podcast called?
Thoughts in Stereo.
Throts and Sarah. We're gonna give a big plug. We'll give
Play
a
out,
shout
Yes,
throw it on
thank
Send
you.
us your logo. We'll send it on the
Absolutely,
plug. Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Sick, man.
Yeah, it's that's been super fun because it's something completely different that my whole life has been focusing around music. And what do I do? Do I be an artist? Do I not be an artist? Send out my music, work with this person, contact it, whatever. It's all been around making music, and it's so refreshing to put all of my time and effort, or as much as I can of it, into something that isn't producing music. And that's kind of like giving back an educational kind of platform to show people how the industry is from two different worlds, from the hip hop world, from the pop dance world. That's been so much fun for me, I think.
Awesome.
And I've been trying to find different ways to market it and different ways to get it across the right people's desks. And it's been tough, and you guys have been doing great with this podcast. It's
But that
always
is the hard part too. To your
it's-
point, like I know Rick says it often. Like we do this. I mean, like we're no experts at the editing or this, but we've kind of figured it out. And when I used to know how to edit, like this stuff kind of comes easier.
Yeah.
And we think we have like great guests who will come on, tell their stories and all that stuff. But like that's the hard thing, right? Because even like this with music, there's so much out there.
It's
hard for you to like find that one that's gonna hit or it's gonna stick.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's my plans are just grow the podcast more, get more sponsors, work on more music, have some more hits come out.
That's it. The ones that slap.
Yeah, we need more hits. That's what Eric's saying. We always need more hits. There's never enough hits.
Any of those hits you don't get, you know who to send.
Come in I just need a DJ name. That's it. An artist.
We'll think of something.
I'll
Ricky
tell you something.
Roses.
Ricky Roses. There we go.
But one thing I do want to say, like, as somebody who came into like the scene very young, and like, I mean, there's different levels, but a lot of people who come into like being in front of the spotlight at a young age, you can see how their life trajectory goes. Either you get like a big ego, or like it consumes you, and like all that stuff. You seem very humble, down to earth, and like you seem to really know what you like and your kind of your path. And I mean, obviously you're older now, but it takes people a long time to figure out what like you're about and what you believe, and ignore the noise. And it seems like you did that.
I was just so lucky to have Eric and like have him kind of figure it out for me without me even knowing.
Yeah.
Being at such a young age. Like I was 8 and I started DJing, whatever, you're DJing for fun. You're at home, you're in the basement. And then school dances. And then Eric would come with me to the school dances, make sure everything was going right. And that was like him acting as my manager without us even knowing it. And then I started to make music, and people started wanting to, sending me contracts for the music. And I was like, I'm 12, 13,
12.
14 years
That's
old.
so
I don't even know
crazy.
what's going on.
I have a grade 9 English test tomorrow. Like,
Yeah, like literally. And Eric's there like on YouTube trying to find like tips on how to read contracts. And, you know, like we're figuring out this whole thing together. And, you know, he's been a great guide throughout my whole life and making sure I'm following the right steps. And if we find that, you know, I'm focusing or we're focusing too much time on one thing that we don't think is going to be beneficial, he's very quick to be like, okay, let's shift gears. You know, something's not working, even though we think this is great, something's not working, let's shift gears. What's next? You know, what are we going to work on now?
Yeah, come back to it later.
Yeah, like Eric and I have just recently started a publishing and a production company together. And that's like a whole new side of the business that him being the business side understands it fully. Me, I don't, you know, I understand what's going on, but I tend to not like to be too involved in the business just so I can not worry about money or this or that or whatever. Just create,
focus
and
on
have
what
fun,
you're good at,
you know, and just have all of my time and effort being on music instead of worrying about whatever it may be. And
it's interesting you say that too, because so many young people would say, you know, I want to make music, I'm good at it, and I want to be famous. Very rarely.
That's how it starts.
Yeah,
always. Yeah,
but very rarely do you see people say, you know, I don't want to be in the spotlight. I want to create music. I don't want to do social media. I don't want to do photo shoots. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. I want to create music. Like
it's
I want to
so
create art.
simple that to like at any point in your journey, whatever you're doing, if it's music, if it's some type of other art, if it's whatever it is, like if at any point you're not satisfied with what you have to do to get where you want, then you need to switch gears and you need to try and do it a different way. And that's kind of what my whole career has been. You know, okay, you want to try and be a disco house DJ? Eric's there. Go ahead. I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that works for you. And then we saw, okay, I'm not really happy doing this. I'm not doing very well. No music is coming out. I don't like doing the social media. Okay, switch gears. I don't care. Do whatever you want and we'll make it work. You know, do whatever it is.
That's really cool. That's very hard.
That's our Timbit right there. That's our little Instagram post right there.
We're gonna cut that one. That's
that 1 hour, 4 minutes.
But that's hard because a lot of things, like there's even like you know, like there's a cognitive bias that's called sunk cost fallacy, where like you believe that, like it's like, or gambler's fallacy, like you believe you just keep doubling down and it's gonna work. It's very hard, especially when you're creating something. You're an artist. You think you have it figured out. You have a little bit of traction, so you keep digging in, but it doesn't work. And then you get farther along. You're like, well, I've put 2 years in now. How can I change gears? So I think it's pretty cool too that you have someone who can look at it objectively and say, listen, this sucks.
And
change gears.
Send it to Ricky.
It's been
okay, now we're getting overboard with this joke here, buddy.
It's been so, like, you know, Eric has made so many good calls in that sense where it's been so much easier on me making decisions and just listening to him. Like, I don't need to question things anymore. You know, like if Eric says something's a bad call, he's done his fucking research. He's not just saying it to be a dick. You know what I mean? Like, he knows it's a bad call, then I know it's a bad call.
He's got your best interest.
He's got my best interest. I give him credit on everything. You know, he's been there every step of the way and really guided me through everything. And I'm just so lucky. You know, people are always, you know, you see on social media, people post like, never stop chasing your dreams. Doesn't matter how old you are, whatever. You know, you see stories of people being like 45 years old and just finding their passion.
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yeah, dude, like crazy stories like that.
Yeah.
And I'm just so lucky that I got it so early. Yeah. You know, I've been so fortunate to, like, I've got friends now, you know, I'm 22. My friends are all out of university, all trying to figure out what it is that they want to do. And like, I saw them all recently separately.
It's okay. 6 feet away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we're good. It doesn't look like we're 6 feet away. We are.
Yeah.
No.
But no, like, you know, all of my friends are going through that right now, trying to figure out what it is that they want to do, what they really want to spend all their time on, what they want to fully do a nosedive into and give it their all. And a lot of them have no idea. And they're just like going after jobs that are just jobs for now until they figure it out. And I just like, I'm already a pretty stressed out person. Like I overthink and I'm always like very high anxiety, that if I had to figure out what to do with my life at this point, I would be screwed. I'm so lucky and so fortunate to be able to find it so early on.
That's awesome. Honestly, and like just the fact that you just even said, like, I knew you were 22, but the fact that you say it after sitting here talking to you, you don't talk like a 22-year-old.
No.
Like, because when I was coming to university, when we were coming to university,
I
our
was the
priority
best
was
of
like
everything in the world.
Yeah, like
You know
we
why?
would
I
never
was
have
the
been able
coolest
to do
kid.
this.
I was the best. There was no talking me off my.
You still think that though, buddy?
Secretly, I am. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, man,
It's from growing up with guys your age, guys, Eric's friends, you know,
Yeah.
always being surrounded by that. Whether it's, we go to Miami, we have a crew of 4 or 5 guys that are all over the age of 30, you know, and it's just growing up around people like that and realizing that like having an ego and stuff like that doesn't really get you anywhere. Because, me and Eric say it all the time. If you walk into my studio and you got an attitude and you're being egotistical, you're never coming back. I don't care who you are. I don't care. I don't care what you're going to get from me or what you can do for my career. I don't care. If you're being a dick, like if you got an ego, get out.
It's
Like,
part
I
of
don't
that
wanna work
idea
with
of
you,
like
man.
being family, right?
Yeah.
Like you don't want to work with someone.
I'm doing this because I want to have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's what good
work
things.
or
Yeah.
becomes like about pride and a pissing
Yeah,
contest.
yeah.
It takes away the fun of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But good things happen when you're having fun, right? Like
Yeah.
I guess you can use the analogy of sports too. Like people say they play their best sports and they compete at their best when they're enjoying it, when they're having fun. When you're not having fun, that's when you're going to perform at your worst, or if you got other things on your mind, right? So if you're having fun making music with your buddies,
And, like-
sometimes it might suck, yeah, but sometimes you might create magic. Like, for example, what you did with Dubs, like a couple studio sessions, you got whatever, 100 million, 200 million hit.
Whatever it
plays or
was,
whatever
yeah.
it was, yeah.
Yeah, it's and there's definitely things that I've done that like I don't want to say things I've done that I'm not proud of or anything, but like things I've done where the opportunity came across and I'm like, okay, this is a good opportunity. Maybe I don't like this song as much, but I should power through this because it's going to be a good opportunity. It's going to open a couple more doors. And you push through those things. And once in a while, that's fine. I'm still having fun doing it. I end up always liking it in the end. If I didn't end up liking it, the song wouldn't come out. You know what I mean? It's
It would come out.
I think that's a good
I think that's 9 times now.
That's about the end of it. Rick's killing this podcast. That fucking joke.
No, I had one more thing I want to ask. So you worked, I think I read something about Tory Lanez.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Oh.
Like,
Wait, that's coming.
Dude.
That's out coming
So
up.
that's coming. Okay, when does the podcast air? How many?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Sick. Perfect. So
Oh, is this coming? Like,
So this is coming out July 17th.
sick.
So it's a new artist that Eric and I are working with named Takis. He is, we were talking about Crash
Is he Toronto
Adams.
guy or?
He's
regardless.
Vancouver, I think.
Okay.
Somewhere
Takis
around
is Greek. Taki.
there. Yeah.
Man, you have
So
to have a
he-
Greek sounding name. Maximum.
So he,
Maxim.
Yeah. Greek mythology. Like
I'm
Crash
funny
Adams.
today.
You're not funny. You just
I
think you're
took my funny pills
We're
today.
gonna take a vote on Instagram after and ask how funny Ricky was in this episode.
So no. I'm kidding.
Damn.
This no, I like this video if Rick's not funny.
Oh.
you go.
That's a good
No
way to put
likes.
it.
No likes.
But like we were saying, Crash Adams, he has such a crazy drive, and I've only seen that in a few people, and it's him and this guy Peter Takis. He does not sleep. He came to visit us in LA to like plan his career and a 5-year plan and do all these things, and he came with everything finished, and everything was perfect and looked over and triple thought and all this stuff, and he's got every idea in the book, and you look at him and you're like, how'd you come up with all this stuff? How'd you come up with all these incredible ideas? Anyways, we're working with him now. He has been through about a year and a half or 2 years of just trying to get Tory to agree to doing the song with him. And the other guy on the song, Goody Grace, is a childhood friend of his that has now since blown up and done massive tours with Blink-182 and things like this. And he's got a big name in the industry coming up. And to have him, a new guy in music, and Goody Grace and Tory Lanez on a song,
It's huge.
I don't, we were just talking about, I don't think a lot of my songs are like, or I think some of them are hits, but you don't really get the special feeling all the time. This one is like, this is a huge
Slaps.
huge,
And what's
huge,
Eric
huge
say?
summer slap. Eric's like, this is the song.
There
of
we
my-
go.
Oh,
We're good.
That's big. That's big.
This is
So
a-
it releases July 17th. What's it called?
it's called Wait For Me.
Wait
by
For Me?
Takis, Takis is the artist.
Peter Takis. Is he Greek?
I don't know.
Peter Takis. It sounds like the Greekest name
Sounds
ever.
like- it sounds
Peter
Greek.
You know,
Yeah,
we should
might be.
figure out a way to get like sneak peeks of songs. Like, if we knew this ahead of time, we should have said, let's get like a little sneak peek.
I can play a little sneak peek.
Hit him
Oh,
on.
let's do it. Let's do it.
Give him like a 10-second clip of it.
Man,
That's fire.
honestly, we gotta start every episode with just like a big question.
Hey, you kick
You
your
have
thing,
to.
buddy. You kick it
I'll-
off.
I'll kick
you
off,
went
man.
right in for the
Right in for the kill.
and then a man comes in with the worst jokes ever this episode.
I don't know, man. I got some funny ones today.
Yeah, honestly,
Couple knee slappers.
Imagine just your inbox starts getting flooded with people's rejected songs, and then you get famous. Jokes on them.
Yeah, jokes on every.
I'm gonna play you guys just
Okay.
the chorus. I don't want Eric to get mad. Hold on.
Sneak peek. Oh, what's up, Pete Tong say?
This is a big hit.
What's Pete Tong say before
Radio
he releases
1?
it? Radio 1.
BBC
Live
Radio 1.
BBB.
So this is Goody Grace right now. Big dance summer banger.
Oh, that's
On the boat? On the boat, just cruising in the sunset?
Yeah, so
That slaps.
You heard it here
Man,
first.
you
Pals
got
Podcast.
skills, buddy.
literally
Live-
the first place anyone's ever heard it.
Live.
buddy. That's
Pals
our first, that's our
Podcast.
first exclusive.
Our
We
first
made it. Now we made
That's
it.
it. That's it.
This has been a
All right,
fun-
the
this has been
sponsors
really
are
fun,
rolling in
man.
now.
Honestly, that I'm not saying to say it. Like if it sucked, I would tell you like
Um,
it sucked. That sounds sick.
Thank
I
you,
wouldn't
thank
say
you,
it
thank
sucked,
you.
even if it didn't.
I'm-
Even if it
I'm-
You
didn't.
would say it sucked because you wanted me to send it to you.
Now it's mine. No,
Man, this has been
kidding.
fun.
Honestly,
I'm so
this has
excited.
been.
Yeah.
You want- should we-
That's sick. So July 17th, all platforms.
July 17th, all platforms. Yeah.
When it releases, we'll drop it on our. We'll throw it on all.
Yeah, we'll send
all
it.
Please do.
fucking-
Please do.
Effing Pals Podcast on our Instagrams. We'll do all of it.
We'll share it everywhere. Should we start to wrap it up?
I think so. Man, it's been going like we could probably have gone a little
we could
lot
easily,
longer.
yeah. We got two questions we normally
Yeah.
end each episode with. If there was a movie about your life, who would you want to star as you?
People say I look like Shia LaBeouf. I don't see it.
Honestly,
People
I've
say-
I've been thinking
I
about
can
it since
see
we
that.
sat down. I'm like, oh,
Really?
I'm like Shia LaBeouf.
Kinda see it.
100%.
Shia LaBeouf.
Do you have curly hair?
No, straight, I think.
Oh, you kind of look like it.
No,
with the
bro,
long
you
hair a
could
little bit. You
easily
kinda
do
look-
Shia LaBeouf, man.
Yeah,
we were
The good one, not the like.
crazy guy.
Yeah.
when we were filming an episode of my podcast and the guest, this guy Jordan Manswell, incredible producer, shout out Jordan. He was like, "Yo, you kind of look like someone," and I was like, people say Shia LaBeouf. He's like, "That's it," and then we pull up. Like we had our producer of the show pull up a picture of Shia LaBeouf, and the first photo he clicks on goes, Shia LaBeouf, racist comments and this and this and this. And he was like, oh, no, not. I was like, that's not me.
Yeah, that's risky this time right now.
Yeah, man, that's fun. Do you know what I love when people have like stories behind why they pick someone or like who they say? I like that.
Shia LaBeouf.
That's a
No,
good
I
one.
see it for sure.
Then my question is, if you could give one piece of advice to your younger self, what would it be?
Man. The song doesn't suck. Like, that's it. Or I guess, surround yourself with people smarter than you. I feel
That's
like there was a time there, not where I was surrounding myself with people dumber than me, but I was like trying to work with producers that I knew I was not better than, but I felt like on the same level, and I just had a little bit of a leg up, just to feel like, okay, I'm better in this situation. And that's where I don't know who the quote is or if it even is a real quote, but it's like, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room.
I
said that
I don't
one.
know
Say all the
who
time.
that is, but no one's ever said, like, no one's ever given that advice. And I think that's great advice.
That's good.
Because a lot of people, it's tough to put your ego away and like be in a room and realize like, hey, I know the least, or I'm the least talented or whatever. But
that's only when you're gonna learn. It's
100%.
if everybody was that smart enough, you would put yourself in every room, be the dumbest or the least talented, because you just gain more talent. And then
100%.
like,
I really don't like being uncomfortable, like in situations. If I'm uncomfortable in a situation, I can't really work. I can't like think straight. I'm just thinking about how uncomfortable I am. And I feel like I've had to kind of get over that and put myself into uncomfortable situations just to be able to learn. And, there's no other way that you're going to learn unless you kind of throw yourself into rooms that you're not supposed to be in.
Man,
it's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say not to say dumb shit on the microphone at London Music Hall. That's it. Like, yo, put your hands up.
Oh man,
Make
it's
some
the worst.
noise.
It was the worst.
Boys,
honestly,
Thank you so much for having me
man,
on.
Nick, thanks for coming
this was
on.
Really, this was great, man. Again, we probably could have gone like this. I'm sure you got more stories.
We'll get you on again.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
let's-
absolutely.
Once
I'm sure I'm not going back to LA anytime soon. So
Well, do you know what? Actually, we said this because we were supposed to. I was going to go to LA, and I'm pretty sure Georgie would have came with me for the ESPYs, the sports awards. So we were going to be down there in a couple. It was a couple weeks ago actually, and we said like, "Wow, we'll go. We're just going to bring our podcast stuff and just do episodes." Because like
Best thing
we've
ever.
got a bunch of friends that live out there, like Alessia DeGasperis, Kai.
Yeah.
So she was going to come on during COVID. She's like, "Hey, I got like a couple songs coming out later. Why don't we do it later?" But now we just don't want to do video chats anymore. So like we have her. We have obviously Joe and Andrew that will get on the podcast too.
Yeah.
When you're out there, we're just going to make like an
Hit a
LA
full week.
tour.
We'll get in our studio, get in for 10 hours, come up with a banger.
That's it. Hey, I've already got like
this
100
was
low key
honestly,
ones.
Nick, thanks for coming on, man.
of course, thanks.
Had a
for
blast.
having me,
This was
boys.
awesome. Yeah, and July 17th.
July
Fired
July
up.
17th.
Banger.
Big
You heard it-
banger.
Actually, you heard it here first. That's like first time
Yeah.
we said that. You heard it here
Actually.
first.
Heard here first. Awesome. Pals Podcast, live exclusive.
That's it.
But yeah, again, thanks for listening, guys. If you enjoyed, share it, subscribe, all that fun stuff.
Leave a like, review, comment. Follow our boy Nick. We'll put all this stuff in the social, in the bio. All the
Yes.
if they want to find you, where can they find you?
At Nick Henriques on Instagram, and I don't really use anything else. So
That's it. Makes it easy.
We'll
Yeah.
tag you and everything.
Yes,
so
thank you.
Other than that, signing off, pals.
Thanks, pals.
Cheers.
Peace.
You like to drink and to smoke to take away the pain. And I don't remember all of my mistakes and every high. Got alone with no one thing. You're not alright, I'm not alright.